We're ready to start. Okay, guys. So if we have a look at the economic calendar today, tomorrow yesterday we didn't have much things going on. Right? If we look to the economic calendar, we only had, I think, the China. Okay, this is not the time frame. Okay, so if we look at yesterday, the major events that we had was Chinese area. Okay, the Chinese unemployment, Chinese retail sales, industrial production. Of course, industrial production year over year came in much lower of what was expected to be. We did had as well ECB President Lagarde speaking, giving us a speech, but that was about it. So it didn't had much to be done during yesterday's session. But if we look for today, we had RBA interest rates decision that we're going to have a look at the rate statement. So RBA rate statement. And why did the Australian dollar actually, if we look to Aussie New Zealand, that's New Zealand is very weak at this moment. We can see that Australia New Zealand, that was very good trade here on the long opportunity. As for Aussie dollar, didn't had that many of a change, right? We only had these 2 bullish candles, but when we get back to Aussie New Zealand, for instance, or even Aussie CAD, yeah, I was about to mention that, Lawrence. Aussie CAD was a nice trade, Sorry. So definitely there were some opportunities with the monetary policy decision from the RBA today. Very, very clear. They pause again. They will do this the whole year. Maybe next year they do a cut or so. But for now, nothing out of context, right? Of what I've told everyone already beginning of this year. Australia is still with a high inflation, all right? Let me show you. Australia inflation consumer. So if you look at the ABS, Australian Bureau of Statistics, we can see that we had a peak of inflation in December 2022 on 7.8%. Sorry, and then now we are in March 2024. That was the last release, of course. We're in June, but the last release was March 24 at 3.6. So we did had a good decline, from 7.8% all the way now to 3.6%. That's pretty much 4.2, if my maths is not wrong, 4.2% lower. I mean, from March 2022, right? Pretty much, could you share the link to this site, please? Of course I can. Just a second. Australia ABS. There you go. So from the peak of in December 2022, we are pretty much a year and a half already trying to bring inflation down to 2%. That's the target of the RBA. Pretty good job have been done yet. Haven't been able to consistently put inflation down. All right. Anyways, so we did have this rate decision that we're going to have a look on today. And then in a few minutes, or not in a few minutes, in a couple hours, we're going to have the CPI for Euro. And we're going to have as well the retail sales for USA. Okay. So what are you guys expecting? What are you guys expecting there? What do you think about the Europe CPI? No one has an idea on that. Okay, not a problem. All right. So we have it's a very hard one to get it, a very tricky one to be honest. Because if we look, I'll grab my pen here. Okay, so if we look for the year over year, May, all right, so from May 2023 to May 2024, that has a span of time of 1 year. We're looking for 2.6% from the previous of 2.4%. All right, so they are expecting a 0.2% increase on inflation from year over year perspective. But now, if we look for the month of a month, all right, for the month of May, we are previously 0.6% and now 0.2%. So they are expecting a decrease of 0.4% on inflation the month of a month. The thing here is, all right, those two have to work combined. All right, combine it. Otherwise, if one goes high, the other one goes lower, we know that there are a discrepancy on that. Okay, so yes, it can happen as it always, happens. Like month over month, inflation goes up, and year over year goes down. But the thing is, has to be consistent of what is capable. All right, it doesn't make any sense if the CPI month over month comes higher to 1%, then the CPI year over year comes as expected 2.6. That just doesn't maths, right? Because if inflation is 1% on a month, how is that possible to be 2.6 on the year? Okay. Being that at least 2 months has covered already 70% of the inflation on the year. And it can't have that much discrepancy. So what I'm looking for today is a higher month over month and an probably as expected year over year. And the higher month over month and the as expected year over year would occasionate a big rally on the euro. All right. I'm not talking about other currencies. I'm talking only about the euro. Okay. But why? All right. Why is that? Okay. The reason is pretty simple. When we look for euro, let me show you something. ECB commemorate inflation. Let me see if I can find the image. I won't be able to find that image, but as a record inflation 2% by, okay, this one works. Hit 2% by 2025. Maybe not. Central bank 2% over the medium term. Okay, there you go. Here, the main 2% over the medium term. Okay, medium term. What is a medium term for central bank? At least a year. Medium term for central bank is somewhere between 8 months to 1 year. That's a medium term. A short term would be between 1 month to 6 months, and a long term would be anything over 1 year and a half. Okay, so if they think that they can bring inflation down to 2%, that means take off 0.6% of this year over year inflation in a year or so, then I sort of agree, okay, in a sense, but I disagree as well, because Europe has a big intake of energy prices. Okay, so if we look to gas price, and put this on a daily. If you look to the gas price, this is exactly, it just happened at what I've drawn the last webinar, right? So on the on the Tuesday webinar as well. So prices went up all the way to here. And since there hasn't broke this channel, but it's getting every time closer and closer to a break. You know, this pattern is a bearish pattern, and then they say if that breaks, probably what can do is, that would be the target on $13, 13 euros. I hard believe on that, but who knows? Who knows? I can't come here and say that I have a crystal ball. Usually doesn't work, just saying, but whatever. But anyway, so Europe here, there is a big intake of gas from German and how the prices are fluctuating there, especially on the winter. All right. So we are entering winter. I think Europe is on winter, sorry, from December to somewhere last month. So the prices were kind of stable. So it didn't have much alteration on that, as well as oil prices. That was pretty high, but we're seeing some decreases on the gasoline, on the petrol prices. At least here in Sydney, we saw a massive decrease from like 220 to at least like 180, 195 dollars per liter. Right, that's a pretty big achievement, I would say, for the prices there that it is at this moment, $80. NATO is controlling pretty well. So the supply of the oil, I guess they're doing a good job, in my opinion. That's my take on controlling the supply. Now, if that is true, if that is, not manipulating the price, then okay, that's good. But if this is manipulating the price, we will be able to see that very soon in a few months, in a couple months. Anyways, moving ahead. Then we're gonna have core retail sales and retail sales. That is good. Okay, that's good. That's definitely something we need to pay attention. Oil goes up, dollar falls, right? It depends. It will depend in something. Let me show to you. Where is this? Here. Just a second. Let me get oil prices on DXY. And then here. And then here. Take this off. Take this off. And take this off. And there we have it. So, no, it doesn't work that way. No. So oil prices and US dollar has a very big correlation just because of Canada. All right. And because majority of the transactions done on oil are through US dollars. So if the oil price are higher, therefore they will have to buy more US dollars to purchase more oil. If the prices are lower, then US dollar gets affected on the negative side. So it's exactly the same thing, pretty much. Yeah, that means they're positively correlated. Yes, they are. So if you look here, from the top to the bottom, they work the way. Of course, they're not like 100% similar. They have discrepancies, but the end result is exactly the same from here. And then from here to there, they've done the up move and then out, down, the up. So that's pretty much it. All right. Take this off. Okay, moving ahead. For tomorrow. And yeah, not a problem, Sweetie. Nice that you got it. That's good. Going down for tomorrow, Wednesday, holiday on US. So don't expect much on US session as well as US currency backed. CPI for UK, very, very important for the pound. Ooh, let me take this chart. All right. So we are on a very good space for the um, for the GBP we still have this sort of area here that haven't been able to break through. All right, it's right in there. If breaks through that area, then we can possibly see GBP higher. Now, my opinion is not going to break through, and that we are already testing. Sellers are already coming to the market and looking to break these sort of support here, if I can call this as a support, some area of support, and bringing the price down to somewhere those levels of here, right? These levels of 25,400, maybe 25,400. Oopsie. 25,400. Okay, that works. Yeah, like here, could possibly do this drifting to the downside. It's very hard to see the pound going up, in my personal opinion. In my perspective, the CPI will probably come lower and is already expected to come lower. So let me drink a bit of coffee here. So it's already expected to come lower. So it just doesn't tend to be, positive in like more than 2%. I even reckon it can come like 1.8, to be honest with you. Very frank, all right? I think so. And then this is it for Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to have GDP from New Zealand, quarter one. And then Swiss National Bank interest rates decision, and then UK interest rates decision as well, right? Bank of England. And the most important is still on Friday, because if we look to here, that's the PMIs, okay? The S&P Global Composite PMI, and we have the manufacturing PMI, and we have the services PMI. So those two here, they are very, very important, all right? Services PMI are looking to come lower. Now, if we look to USA NFP and as well as USA, just a second, I need to scratch my legs. USA average hourly earnings. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we need this and we need this. So if we do that, that's not what we need. Okay, there we go. This was needed. It's this. There we go. All right. So for May, May was expected to have 165,000. The previous was 165,000. Consensus was 185,000, and the actual came in at 272,000. So much higher than what was expected. Then we have the average hourly earnings month over month. The previous was 0.2, the consensus was 0.3, and the actual came in at 0.4. So people are having more money. Okay, so they have more money because they got a higher pay of 0.4% month over month, but still they are receiving more money, right? So if they are receiving more money, what they tend to do is they tend to spend more money into the retail shops, buying some clothes, buying more iPhones, going to JB Hi-Fi, Home Depot, and whatever. So they tend to spend more, right? So one thing that will tell us if they are spending more or not is today's core retail sales. Retail sales. Okay, and core retail sales as well. But when we have these data that are the retail sales month over month is expected to come higher, and I know I agree with this. I agree with this because of that, and because of that, more people get employed, more people have money, and as well they have a higher pay, and they will spend more. Right? They will buy more things to the family, to themselves because they deserve, and blah blah blah. Right? So my personal opinion is that yes, core retail sales can come higher, and therefore the services PMI can come high as well. All right. Now, the manufacturing PMI looks to be somewhat very wrong, in my opinion, 51. All right, because if there is more people working, why are not producing? Why are they not producing? All right. So we need to see where did this job breaking down USA. So let's have a look. May 2024. BLS job niches BLS US May 2024. I want to show you guys employment situation May 2024. Okay. Okay. So among the major worker groups, the unemployment rates for adult men, 3.8%, adult women, teenagers, the number of long-term unemployed, both the labor force participation rate at 62.5% and the employment population rate at 60.1%. Will little change in May. The number of the people employed part-time, not in the labor force who is currently in establishment survey date. Oh, there we go. This is what I want. Okay, so labor force. Okay. Unemployment. Labor. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's what I want here. 167,732. So pretty much 272, 167. It's pretty much 65 to 70% of these 272,000 were through laboring. So if they are on laboring, they are manufacturing something. So if they are manufacturing something, there are more manufacturers. So probably this come higher as well. So this is what I think it's a big miss on the consensus of 51 from 51.3. I don't think there is going to have a decrease. I think most probably both of them can have an increase. And if not both, services can come as expected. That's my take for the US PMI. And then, as usual, CFTC data. But that's pretty much it. Does anyone have a question regarding the economic calendar? Or is it all good? Is it all good? Anyways, okay, so no one have questions, so that's good. So if the core retail sales comes out positive, it could continue the downtrend for the Aussie euro and pound. So if the core retail sales comes out positive, okay, so yes, but no at the same time. Okay, what I mean by that is simple. So let me demonstrate that to you. So we have AUD, We have what else? Euro. And we have what else? The pound. So if these are the base, okay, this is the base, and this is the correlation. So whatever is here, okay, whatever is here, if it's not US dollar, most probably won't. All right. If is the US dollar, then yes. If it comes higher, all right, it could continue the downtrend for the Aussie, the euro, and the pound. Yes. Oh, okay. That's all right then. Yeah. Okay. Because I know you know this, so I was like, come on, sweetie. All right. What else? Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So coming to here, what can we see? Uh, okay, still loading. That's not good. It's very low. All right, let's go for euro dollar first then. All right. What are you guys looking for euro dollar? You guys looking to short it? You guys looking to long it? What are the opinions on euro dollar? What everyone is doing there? Very interested to see because I've asked it on the Telegram channel today. I'm looking to short it. Okay. Because I've asked it on the Telegram today, and most of you guys there. Oh wow, that's so slow. Why is that? Short. Patiently looking to short it too. Euro political instability at the moment. I completely agree with you, Lawrence. If it loads, that would be good, I think. Well, anyways. So yeah, so most of you say that euro dollar could potentially go down with the Frexit, right? The Frexit is the French getting out of euro dollar. So if we search Frexit, all right, is here. This is not the best explanation, but anyways, so it's the French or the French exit. So it's the hypothetical French withdrawal from the European Union. The term is similar. It's similar to the Brexit, which denotes the UK leaving the EU. The term was mostly used during the campaign leading the French presidential election of 2017. So pretty much people are thinking that this will happen, same as happening with the UK. All right, the Brexit. So if the Frexit, right? It's a strange name. If the Frexit happens as the Brexit, then we can have a very, 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 very weak euro. Okay, Brexit. Oopsie. Brexit equals to weaker euro. Okay, so with a weaker euro, the US dollar is very strong. All right, we can see this. We can feel it that it's very strong. All right, it's a funny name as well. I think they combined French and Exit to yeah, that's correct. That's 100% correct. So what can possibly do is US dollar go up, euro dollar goes down. Okay. But I do believe on a potential up move somewhere around here and then down. Okay. Yes, it could just, stop going up and continue to go down because that's the major direction of the market. But the 105 band still my favorite target of the year. Okay. 110, 1.5, it's the band. I don't think this, would be braked and then would go up. There's always that possibility, of this probably be able to happen. But I'm just not looking to come to the 110 anymore just because of the Frexit. And this is driving the market at this moment. And if we look, it's not too far, the 105. So yes, maybe we can see an up move somewhere around here, and then the market can, comes back, comes there, and then but major direction would be probably down, in my opinion. The same goes for the pound, right? When the Brexit occur, I want to show you. So first, 2020. Okay. So let me show you something, guys. That's GBP USD. Okay, I just want to show you 2020. Okay, here. January. Okay, there we go. Here. That's what happened. This is on a daily chart, okay? We're talking about, so from the 1st of February, okay, all the way down, that was a 13% decrease, all right? That's pretty much 17,200 points, okay? If we looked at on euro dollar, if we looked at on euro dollar, this move here is just a tiny one, right? 2,000. That one was 17,000. All right, so it's huge. It's huge. It's very, very big. But anyways, right here. Now it's gone. It had a few years to recover it after, a few months to recovery after, and only in 2021 it had to come to a break-even point. But anyways, so now what I'm looking for the pound, it's very similar with the euro, okay? As I've mentioned, we can come somewhere between the 125, 400, 125, 400, somewhere around here. And we are looking to a break on this structure, like here. And then, that was a retest, but probably the market can pull back up to retest those levels and come back down. So, but the majority, yes, the majority trend is down, in my opinion. All right. And I see this as a small pullback and possibility of a long-term target and down here. But there's a lot to happen yet. USD JPY. Yeah. See, the US dollar is getting very strong at this moment, and the USD JPY is just pushing high and high and high. So that's going to be very interesting to see how this month will perform. But, again, coming to the 160 level, market will go there and then we will break through this time. So yeah, it's very, very, people think, yeah, we will continue to go down. We go all the way to zero, but still, guys, JPY is so weak. It's just not nice to trade on the opposite direction. So if I look at euro dollar, will that load? That may load, but no. I want to show you the caught commitments of traders, but it's just not working. I don't know why, unfortunately. Okay. So 56% of you say that the down to 105 on euro dollar. That's interesting. Okay. So USD JPY is still long until 170 for me. Okay. And right here was a good point to starting to long more, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more, and so on. Okay. So it's just an interactive way to trading on the markets, USD/JPY. New Zealand dollar, New Zealand is very weak and is exactly doing what we've mentioned that would be doing too. So going all the way down here, USD CAD, nothing too crazy. CAD JPY, Aussie dollar is definitely a good trade to the short side. Okay, with a stronger US dollar, a very weak Australian dollar. We're not going to have time to read through this, but we can have a look on next Thursday. Oh, sorry, on this Thursday, on the next webinar. But, see that it's sort of ranging here, that it's a good way to trade this market. Good short positionings above here, and then if it breaks through as well, coming down to the 64. Aussie JPY, not on my scope. CHF JPY, yes, I've mentioned that would go up. Gold still, all right. Gold is such a there was also a flip last week on euro. Oh, that was on the downside. Yes, I see it. Yeah, I saw that. But it's just don't wanna load it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna join us here. So what do you think Aussie dollar could get to before reversing? It seems to be going up because of the news. Well, yes, it is going up because of the RBA, but at the same time, it's already coming down. So if we look, it went up, right? If you look at the 15-minute, let me take this off. There we go. It went up, but it came down. So pretty much it's already on the way to descending. Okay. Now coming back to gold. Gold is definitely a tricky trade. The way I like to be long on gold, sometimes I scare myself because of these moves. So for me, it seems very undecided where gold is going at this moment, and therefore I'm just not touching on it. The one of our analysts as well in ACY Securities, he's looking to gold to be looking to trade on gold short. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would say. I don't have anything else because there's nothing geopolitical happening besides Europe. Nothing, the market sort of forgive very quickly. The market makes money from that and then moves on. So very, very interesting. Yeah, I already talked about WTY and gas as well and the US dollar index. Some questions here. So I wish price could pull back to 67.14 for a nice short over there. You mean Aussie dollar, right? Yeah, let me have a look. From 67.14. Oh yeah, that's a huge pullback. Yeah, don't expect those huge ones to happen in a day or so. Yeah, but that would be really good, of course. That would be fantastic all the way up here and then all the way down. I think, if it happens, that would be really good, as I just say. But if it doesn't happen as well, that's fine. I think there is other possibilities on the market, like euro dollar, for instance. Looking for a short there. But as I say, looking for a short, but most probably we can see a little bit of a pullback before we get short. Maybe it can come down somewhere around here and then pull back again. But I don't think it will break through these levels here. just yet. Okay, just yet. I think there's need to more data for these to comes out. All right, we need to watch out for the PMIs. We need to watch out for retail sales and the CPI for Europe. My take on Aussie CHF. Aussie CHF. Yeah, Australian dollar is kind of weak against the CHF. All right. The chart doesn't look that good, but that's a very tricky asset to trade against the CHF. I would, in my opinion, be looking to trade something a little bit more less exotic, if I can tell you. But there is a nice possibility here of a box breaking down this level of 58,700. Is that right? 58,700. Yeah. Yeah, 58,700. Yeah, look, breaking down this 58,700 here, that would definitely trigger some trades on us. But where the target, it's another. See, that doesn't looks good for me because there's no targets. Yeah, and you would have to trailing stop that, but yeah, there are possibilities here, yes. Mostly likely to the short side. Oil. Yeah, oil, that's the thing, right? Oil is good. Oil is good. Of course, it went all the way. Why didn't have a webinar last Thursday, right? Yeah, we didn't have a webinar last Thursday. We had a team meeting, a building team meeting, and then we didn't have a webinar. No, I was participating on the meeting. So oil looks good. I think if I show you, gold is not here, but if I just over post gold, you can see that gold is much more volatile than what oil is, but still moving in somewhat different directions. So I think the way that gold can possibly go down, oil can continue to go up to $82. All right, so let me put in candles again and take gold off from here, put in the 1 hour, and then we can see 82. All right, that's the one, 82. So maybe we can see that on the 82, go oil on 82. That's my take on oil. No problem. All right, guys. So no questions anymore. Thank you so much for coming. And I see everyone on Thursday. This Thursday will be normal. And I wish everyone a good week ahead. If anything, just send me a message on Telegram and we talk there. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.